Hi, I'm Tom. Welcome back to my series on QuakeCon Duel Grand Final Retrospectives. We're here today with Rapha versus Spartie, and I'm so excited to finally be into the golden Quake Live era. Last time, we saw Cypher defeat 0-4. 0-4, the titan of QuakeCon Finals, and that will be 0-4's last QuakeCon Grand Final appearance. 0-4, as well as being an amazing Quake player, is well known for actually discovering Rapha. He kind of picked him out, he mentored him, he helped him get sponsorship to go to some events. So, you know, Rapha talks a lot about how 0-4 helped him develop into the player he is today. So, Rapha in 2008 has his first big podium finish at QuakeCon 2008. He finishes 4th place in the Duel tournament, losing to Cypher. That year, he would also come 3rd at ESWC World Cup 2008, again losing to Cypher, and then he would have his first big win in Quake 3 at the ESWC 2008 Masters of Athens. Now, let's say a few things about Spartie. I feel like a lot of people watching this will know who Rapha is. I feel like a lot of people watching this will also know who Spartie is, but let's just kind of set the stage. Swedish player, has been around for a really long time, has been competing since at least 2008, but I'm pretty sure he played in, like, I've seen a demo of him in ESWC 2003, I'm pretty sure. Just one of these guys who's been around forever. Really, really solid mechanics. Spartie has great fighting skills, and he also times like an absolute robot. He's great at, you know, knowing the exact timings of items, and if we don't see him dive onto an item and kind of like hit a shot as he does so in this game, I'm going to be very upset. Rapha is all about position. He's all about having an escape route, having a backup plan, and, you know, one of the amazing things about Rapha is how long he can wait for the perfect opportunity, but when the perfect opportunity comes, he makes something so exciting and so flashy happen. You know, people can say that Rapha's style is boring, especially in earlier Quake Live, but there's always a payoff for however long he makes you wait, you know? And Rapha really has a champion's mentality. He's not going to take unnecessary risks if it could potentially cost him the game. If he's already got the game won, he's happy to sit back and just, you know, rest on the work he's already done. But if he's behind and has to make a play, he is going to make something exciting happen almost every single time. So this is going to be a great game. I'm excited to watch it, and let's get into it. Alright, so we're on Rapha's point of view here, coming into Campgrounds. We've seen Campgrounds quite a few times already. This is a classic Quake 3 map, and Rapha spawning down towards this mega. I like that he stops and listens there. I don't know the initial spawns on this map super well, but you know, Rapha potentially looking for some cheese towards this red armor, and this is very interesting, okay? This is not where you expect your opponent to be if you're Spartie. Maybe a little bit reckless here for Spartie. Gets absolutely shredded, and the dodging from Rapha is really nice. Just overall a really good setup, and I think that's also a payoff of stopping and listening the way he did at the start, right? I think Spartie would probably expect Rapha to be up maybe at yellow armor, maybe up towards rocket. Instead, he loses his red armor, so Rapha's looking to take full control of the map here right off the start. Spartie might be here with some pressure towards the red. Yeah, Rapha knows, right? That's the spot to come out. You poke out, you do a little bit of damage, and then you back away. I feel like that damage is going to hurt Spartie more than anything. Spartie looking to make the play. Just the cheeky little trap play, make whatever damage he can, hope to kind of fluke something out. He doesn't. But he stops Rapha getting to like 200, 100. He slows him down a little bit. Now Rapha should have time to get this yellow, and oh dear. Rapha may not have time to get this yellow and get back to red. He's going to have to be careful now. Spartie, he catches a glimpse of his head just up top. Rapha expecting him to drop down. Beautiful dive there, and beautiful rocket. You know, Rapha, so far forward, he's very easy to hit, you know, kind of on that narrow walkway. So, Spartie, not going to be particularly healthy, but Rapha probably kicking himself about that one movement mistake, you know, costing him so much at the start of the map here. Really nice catch. You know, Rapha doesn't want to take damage here. I like that he's very cautious in picking those shots out. Spartie, maybe a little bit aimless in coming to that position. Rapha's gonna clean him up fairly easily, and now he does get back to this like 200, 100. It's a good start for Rapha, even with one mistake, and you know, Rapha stabilized well off of that one small mistake. Rapha's going to come to that banana position above shards a lot. You know, you can hear your opponent towards yellow, you can hear your opponent towards bridge. After you've gotten a frag, you know, damage yellow armor and stop them getting rail. It's pretty much the god position. And we're going to see red and mega synced up here. Rapha standing in between them, looking to get one and damage the other. He's probably going to have a hard time damaging red now. Spartie's patience here is really good. Rapha's going to look for exit damage. Spartie Oh, actually goes out mid-level. I thought it sounded like he went out below there. Nice of Spartie to just stay out of sight and hold on to that red. If he can hit a rail somewhere across the map here as Rapha's trying to cross, it would be perfect. He doesn't, but he does actually have the rail now. Interesting position here for Spartie. I guess he wants Rapha to drop down and then he's going to go up to bridge, but Rapha just too far ahead in that trap. Exchange of rails goes way better for Rapha because he's the one collecting the item in that situation. He has the time to get onto this mega. Nice shot for Spartie, but he's hanging around an awfully long time. You know, probably lucky he doesn't take a little bit more damage there. Nice connection on that rail. I would say Spartie's, you know, favored to hit that shot there. Wearing all of the armor off of Rapha after that rocket jump. Rapha, little bit reckless with how he drops down there. I think there was potential for Spartie to kind of glue him to the roof. And the mutual frag is probably everything that Spartie could have hoped for. You know, I don't know if Rapha's plan there was to just dive bomb and go for the mutual frag. Not exactly sure. This Mega's going to come up. Rapha makes whatever damage he can, which unfortunately isn't very much. He's going to be in this position, decides that, yeah, it's not a fight he wants to take. That is fighting to die. These shards are going to be nice. You know, it's an extra half a yellow armor, as he will collect this yellow armor as well shortly. Maybe not without a bit of pressure from Spartie. Interesting that Spartie lets that go so cleanly. It's a mega time again, I think. Yeah, 5 seconds. Red armor's going to be up shortly behind. I do prefer to think about these games without the timers up, you know. I think it just makes it feel a little bit more natural and kind of, you get the player's perspective a little bit more. Rapha, oh no. I mean, can we just appreciate, that is what I think a lot of players would call a Rapha moment, okay? Rapha sets himself up, and Spartie gets the frag here, okay? I don't want to take away from Spartie doing some good stuff and actually getting a frag on the board and controlling the map well. Rapha forced to play the back positions of the map, but I am just actually going to rewind. I just have to see it again. I just have to see it again, right? Rapha has this amazing ability to know exactly where his opponent's going to be standing, and he goes for things like this, right? Like, it's just such a beautiful grenade. If he got a stronger shotgun connection there as well, like, it would shred Spartie. He doesn't quite get a perfect shotgun connection. So red is going to be coming up first, most likely. Spartie is here to drop down for it. Rapha putting some pressure. Nice movement to avoid that rocket and, you know, make sure he is not taking damage while he's dealing it from above. Spartie's going to be collecting Mega while Rapha gets this yellow because, you know, Spartie took a lot of damage. Interesting position there for Spartie. Pretty good trap. Actually catches Rapha totally unaware, right? Rapha assumes that Spartie will be down at the Mega. Spartie knows that he has the extra time to look for the frag. Really solid timing, really solid push. Rapha, awkward spawn, looks to make as much damage as he can onto Spartie, and Spartie gonna be delaying the pickup of that red armor. Now Rapha delaying his spawn gets to see Spartie delaying that red, so it's not gonna throw him off too much. He's gonna be aware that there's a delay. And delaying the red armor on this map can be a really good tactic. Ooh. See, one thing I love about this push, just, you know, before I get too far into delays, right? Rapha is able to hang around there and make a bit of damage, and then he collects the HP bubble on the way out. Like, he's still got 100 HP, you know? He's staging that fight around knowing that he can collect some health, and he really does just want to get some damage onto Spartie there, right? He knows that he can do a lot of damage. Spartie able to get a spawn frag here. Rapha can't really defend himself too well. But yeah, I mean, you can see that Rapha is choosing some strategic times to die here to stop Spartie getting really strong control. And it's really hard to know on this map when the right times to die are and how much you can invest in stopping your opponent stacking up. Rapha scared of the rails. Spartie keen to block him off from crossing over to the red armor side of the map. Rapha content with just playing this yellow armor, and he's very, very good at stacking up with these yellows, right? You've got to be able to build up an armor stack so that when you're on this bridge, you know, you can just survive for longer, do more damage. Oh, good position there for Spartie, using his railgun for his advantage. Rapha drops down, because Spartie's position, although it's good for dealing damage, leaves the Mega open, and once Rapha drops down, He's got the lightning gun out. He has the right weapon for the situation. So he knows he's able to abuse that. And really nice dodging. Like, Rapha makes himself so hard to hit there. I feel like pretty much any other player would take more damage. Unfortunate for Rapha that fight doesn't go his way. I think, you know, his movement was so nice in the fight before, and then he just kind of charges up the stairs. Like, it's fairly predictable, but he gets Spartie so low that Spartie won't be able to do anything. Rapha respawns stronger. This red is going to come up first, you know, slightly before this mega, and it's going to be Rapha's to take. Spartie can't even challenge it. Spartie can't even poke his head out. The health bubbles... probably around pillars, right? Like, they would have been the health bubbles up, because Rapha had just taken... maybe... I don't know. I'm not keeping track of all the 25 bubbles on the map. I'm not sure if Rapha's keeping track of all the 25 bubbles on the map. Oh, Spartie... He knew he had time to make a push onto that red there. It's a good time to do it. Mega up in a moment. Rapha just off of such a small sound cue, but even before he gets that sound cue, like that rocket was going there regardless of what he heard. And interesting that Rapha played for so long without rail there, actually. You know, really relying on these LG fights. And people like to say that Rapha aim isn't very good, right? Like, he's an all-brain player or whatever, and it just doesn't exist. And I'm sure you can see here, like, you know, Rapha, his aim may not be as crispy as someone like Cypher. Oh, look at this move, right? Just so dominant, such an amazing read of where his opponent is. And it's also interesting that if you watch Rapha play out of control, he never gets caught at pillars like that, right? It just literally never happens. He never lets his opponent make that move. Rapha looking for the damage. Spartie, you know, it's really, really good for Spartie here. Unfortunately, he does get caught at this yellow still, but he's... Oh, no. I thought he was going to be able to get further away from there without taking damage. Rapha commits really, really hard. And, you know, 3 frags to make up with 2 minutes on the clock. Rapha does have to start committing pretty hard. But Spartie, just by kind of sitting and being quiet for a little while, he forced Rapha to have to go to red first, right? He couldn't dominate the yellow as much as he wanted. Rapha really getting hungry for this frag now. And this is what I was saying, right? Like, Rapha can play fairly chill for most of a game, but when he actually has to make frags, you know, he can go in for it. This red, stolen away, right? It will be. Able to collect yellow. Spartie probably might have collected rail in that time. No, he's going to be playing the bottom of that. Spartie has gone full defensive, using that lightning gun to make sure that he can't be pushed. Yeah, Rapha knows that he's got time between this red and this mega. Alright, 1 minute, 2 frags, and this is the perfect time for Rapha. Huge commitment again, rocket jumping up to this yellow armor. It's the second time Spartie's been caught there, and it's so hard to do anything about, you know. Beautiful spawn frag. Rapha definitely wants to convert this momentum into a lead while he can. He needs to be careful of the drop down into this plasma. Like, he's tied the game up. And again, he knew he had time to actually make that damage onto the red before dropping down. It's really, really nice. If you just drop down there, you risk, you know, getting owned by plasma, especially on land. Especially on land. Really solid hit. And it looks like Rapha is gonna, you know, pull ahead right at the critical moment, not give Spartie enough time to flip the map around. You know, we have 2 mega healths left on the map. We have 2 red armor spawns, I think, left in this game. No, actually, that's the last mega. Red's gonna be collected. Oh, and Rapha, he's you gotta be kicking yourself, okay? Like, look, you've done everything really well. How much stack does Spartie have here, right? Rapha collected the last yellow. Spartie can't have more than 100 health and 50 armor, right? But he took that rail. He can't have more than 100 health and 25 armor. And Rapha runs out of ammo and potentially throws the game away based on that, right? That yeah, it's devastating. It's devastating. And we're going to go into overtime. So, you know, what do you even say about that? What do you even say about that? Rapha's lost control. Has he? He's lost control of this red. Spartie should push him off of this mega. Or he should push him at this mega. Rapha's committing to the mega pickup. I thought Rapha won this map, but maybe I'm wrong. Man. I should have checked this game all the way to the end. Sorry, I'm just so blown away by that situation here. You can imagine, like, you're in the LAN setting, you're on stage, you're in the grand final, and you just don't check your ammo, right? You just slip up. Rapha can't drop down into the shaft. He's got to respect it. He's got to respect it. I love Spartie's movement around the stairs, you know, like dropping down onto the stairwell. Makes him really, really hard to rocket. Rapha really hungry to make some damage here, because Spartie is going to have a decent stack. With this yellow, Rapha will be able to stand up to him if he hits the opening rail. Or an opening rocket, and that's a nice rocket. Again, I love, you can tell Rapha's really conscious of where he can get spammed from top of bridge as well, right? Like, he's very aware of his opponent's rocket angles and avoiding that spam damage. Because if you avoid that chip damage of like 20 or 30 health every time throughout the game, that does add up. Spartie goes for his favorite trap again, coming out through that doorway. Rapha forced to run away. And it looks like Rapha's going to be going down here. He just wants to make as much damage as he can. Rapha tries to back away onto Mega. He's just unable. And he has to hold on to this life. 20 seconds left in this overtime. Dying now would pretty much mean he gives up the game. Spartie should be putting pressure down on this pillars, for sure, right? He just got that Mega. Spartie actually playing to collect red and stabilize, and it looks like we might go into a second overtime here. Spartie, oh, right in the final moments of the game, knocks Rapha down. GG, well played to Spartie, you know, like, it was Rapha's mistake to make running out of LG ammo, but Spartie, he capitalized well at the end there, right? Like, he knew how much damage he'd done, he knew he didn't want it to go to a second overtime, he found the right moment to push in and get that frag at the absolute last minute. Something I said that Rapha was really good at. I really love that map, because you get to see Rapha really, you know, kind of stomp around and play his Rapha game, and it's so unfortunate that off of that one moment where he runs out of ammo, the map just gets completely thrown. But Rapha does actually go on to win this grand final and win his first QuakeCon. And we'll see a little bit more of him as time goes on. But next year, 2010, one of the all-time great QuakeCon grand finals. I'm so excited about it. All right, and there we go. You know, our first real absolute nail-biter of a grand final map, right? I guess last year's was quite close as well, but like actually getting an overtime, it's incredible. You know, when you look back at some of the earlier finals that were just complete blowouts, I'm so happy about this one. So thank you so much for tuning in. I've been Tom. We're celebrating 25 years of Quake on the channel this month, so there's going to be a lot of videos, a lot more than usual. Be sure to check him out, and if you're enjoying him, be sure to tell other people about him, because that helps me out the most. So until next time, I'll see you then.